Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Profty event. Annual event. We do it almost every year. We decided to do it right after Apple's event when they present their new iPhone. So we decided to present what we got new for you. It's not that we will invent something new techniques, but we trying to analyze everything that we do, and we want for you to have a better experience every year. So every year we meet here to present you what we got for you. And this year we have three major subjects that we want to cover today. And first, I'd like to show you again the logo that we presented this year. This is our new identity because, when we work with artists, we almost act as a record label or management company because we produce a lot of vocals. We also produce records, and we love to do this. So this is something that I think represents. And thank you, all of you guys who send messages. It's very nice to see that you see Profty kind of the same way as we think about what we do, and that means we serve you, and we'll try to make it better every year. As I said, we always try to look back to the experience with singers, with voice teachers, and adjust things, work with the blind spots, and make your experience better every year. Last year, we did a really unique event. I think of this as a unique event. It is not a summit, it's not a conference, it is not a forum. It is something that we called Summix. It's an event that we kind of invented with Greg in the first place, for voice teachers and for those who are interested in more profound, more advanced vocal technique, the technique of mix. Before I will introduce Greg, I want to show you a little video of people who participated in Summix Barcelona last year in 2023.
3, 2, 1, flash. Hi guys, thank you for the organizer of Barcelona 2023 Summix. It was a lovely experience. I learned a lot, and still my head is busy with thoughts and the techniques which I can develop and work for.
Right after the workshop with Greg here in Barcelona, it was very inspiring as always. Greg is a professional, and he helped me again to get a bit deeper in the understanding of the mix. So I really suggest this experience to all of you.
I've had a brilliant weekend. What an experience. Yeah, Greg is clearly like one of the most incredible teachers. His depth and wealth of knowledge is insane. So I feel very grateful and lucky that I was able to have these rich discussions, conversations, and one-on-one mentoring with him.
You always learn something new from Greg, even if you know him from a decade or more. So I'm very happy for that.
I'm so happy because I heard a lot of singers and other teachers, and learned from them as they learned from me too, I guess.
It was really amazing. I got to see a lot of singers working with Greg, and we had some conversation about what is mix and about teaching and singing. A lot of concept made me to think a lot of things about my teaching and my singing as well.
The most important is that I get incredible networking, let's say, zone, and we can share our experience. So I cannot wait for another event like this.
An amazing experience. I came all the way from Slovenia just to work and learn from amazing Greg, and it was more than I expected. It was really amazing. I will come again for sure.
Thank you.
So you can hear a lot of different English accents. That means this is an international event. And this year we will host Summits in Barcelona, October 19 and 20. Hello, Greg. I'm welcome you
Hello,
here.
everyone. I tried my best to grow a mustache like Chris, but I just couldn't do it. So it's sort of a letdown.
5 weeks more for grow your. So, Greg, let's talk about just briefly about what is Summits, because it's really not a conference. It is not a summit. As always, we try to do something that will serve the experience of people, and then it just happens that we create something different.
That's, Sam, that is the difficulty sometimes. Whenever we do anything with Profty, the describing of it is often the most difficult, because we strive to do something that no one else is doing. And if somebody is doing something similar to it, we try and do it slightly differently. And so it becomes sort of a difficult thing to really describe. The best way to describe it is it's an experience. And it's a personal experience, because everybody who attends, we try to make sure that we address everybody's individual and everybody's specific needs and thoughts, and like some of the people said in the video you played, there's a lot of conversations. There's a lot of conversations that are based on ideas and concepts that people have been, singers, teachers, have been thinking about for years or even moments, but we try and address it as much as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I sent you this quote today, and I think it's really describes what we try to do with this event, that, very often people try to build walls instead of build bridges. And this is that bridge that we want you to build with your community, with people who have, the same path and direction as you, like-minded people. And of course, this is about bridging in the singing, in your voice. So I think it's a beautiful quote that really describes what we try to achieve.
Yeah, totally. And it's, again, we share this idea that we want everyone to develop, but not just develop their intellect. It's not memorizing a bunch of words or a bunch of concepts. It's you actually experiencing it and discovering it through your experience. So, pretty much everything that we do in Profty is experiential. It is something you have to experience.
This is so true. And of course, there's nothing better than in-person experience.
Oh, yeah.
We do a lot of online, but this is where you really can connect to your master teacher.
You cannot enjoy Rhonda Carlson's food online. It's something you have to experience in her kitchen.
Yeah. She's very famous for, ordering
burning water. She can burn water.
She does. Well, Greg, one subject that I know you want to cover, and in this year event, in this Summits Barcelona, and we purposely do this event in a music school for kids.
Yes.
Can you talk a little about this?
Yeah, the one of the main things that teachers globally and every stage of their career and their development as a teacher, oftentimes, what do you do with the voice that's changing? What do you do with a voice that, like a young boy or a young girl, that is in the middle of a physical change, a hormonal change? How do you address it? And so that's sort of the main topic, if you can say. That is sort of the main thing that we are focusing on, not only technically, but also pedagogically. because we don't want anyone walking away thinking, oh, this change is a bad thing. Every guy that is here in this online event has gone through that change. Every girl has gone through the change. And so we don't want to, make those artists, young artists, feel like it's something that's going to happen for the rest of their lives. It isn't. And how we deal with it technically, but also how we deal with it pedagogically, can also improve their overall artistry.
Yeah, and I think this is very important because we deal with a lot of artists, especially male artists, who have this change trauma. They carry on this trauma through years and years of their career. And I think if they would be treated well during the puberty and after, I think that will make a lot of changes in their career and their singing.
Absolutely. And it's a matter of, saying to the teachers, hey, look, we all eventually deal with that. So let's figure out what are the tools that we have from a technical standpoint and what are the tools that we have from a pedagogical standpoint. And again, just as a reminder, everybody, technique is what you're teaching, what that person is physically doing, and pedagogy is how you as a teacher teach it. And so we want to make sure that we always address both.
Okay, Greg, I need to stop you here because you're starting to teach, and this is not a teaching class.
Of course.
So before we move on, I just want to invite everyone, if you're a teacher, if you happen to work with kids or not, if you happen to work with adults, you're welcome to Summix Barcelona in Barcelona, October 19 to 20. And I know that we have Jane here in the audience from Seoul, Korea. I want to share with you guys a video of Jane from last year. Her VIP package that included some pretty exclusive time and experience with Greg, because they had a lot of private conversation. And I tried to sneak in, and here I want to show you how that was. Let's see.
Hi, I'm Jane. I'm here at Barcelona with Greg Enriquez. We're having a day together. We're in the bar with Greg. And how was the weekend and so far?
It was fantastic. It's been non-stop fun with food, but also a lot of education and meeting great people and working with great people.
Let's go where?
Gaudi.
Oh, Gaudi.
He's a great architecture, and his works, I think 7 works were in UNESCO. And he had dramatic life. So we came to one of Gaudi's great building, Casa Mila, and we're going to have fun there. Okay, so I have a question to Greg.
Oh boy.
What is your favorite character in Star Wars?
It'd be Yoda.
So what is the biggest mistake that singers would make?
I think the biggest mistake that singers would make is not understanding their instrument. They oftentimes will just go about just by pure talent and not really trying to understand how their instrument works.
I really like this. That is very important. You guys should remember. We're in the famous churros cafe, and yeah, how do you feel about churros?
I love churros with chocolate. You like chocolate though? Yeah. So chocolate makes everything great.
Oh, that's true. What do you think? What makes singing great?
It's something that you can share with people, just like churros.
So I have a question. Is your first time in Liceo?
Absolutely, and it's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful theater, and the sound is amazing. What did you think about the opera?
It's like amazing that like it doesn't have audio system,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
we can like clearly hear what they're doing, and their performance and what audience is hearing is really like 100% depend on their technique
Absolutely.
as well.
And do you notice also that the staging and the scenery, even though it's really bigger than life, that the singers and the performers, they're at a level that it's still quite believable. You know what I mean? Even though it's a big production, it's still quite believable. You know, and I think what's interesting also is, like you said, it's that you know, it's thoroughly unmiked. They're behind the orchestra, and we can hear everything very clearly, and all of their dynamics are very, very clean.
We have the last act, so I'm excited to see how it goes. Yeah, how it ends. We just finished the Great Night, and I watched the Great Opera called Turandot with Greg, and we had really great time. And Greg like told me a lot of things about opera and the stage and the song, like kind of all the management. It made me to like hear and see like many different kind of things. So it was really awesome experience. Yeah.
Glad to share it with you. Glad to share it with you.
Yeah. So how did you feel about the night?
Oh, it was great, and especially with great company. So I'm glad that you came. Glad that you came. Can't wait to see you again.
Yeah. I can't wait to see you too.
Bye.
Thank you, Jane, for allowing me to do this vlog with you, because I think we had a lot of fun, and it was really an awesome experience. So I hope we will have uh, you again in Barcelona and many other people. And this is really a nice place where we all can connect and get together. Next, this is a big year for Profty, but this is a bigger year for Greg and Rhonda, because it's their 30th anniversary teaching together. And we're going on tour where they're going to teach together. So let's say hi to Rhonda, and she's here. Hi.
Hello, hello. That was wonderful. I loved watching the tour of Barcelona and all the goodies. So, yeah, we're excited. Greg and I, we were just saying we've lasted longer than a lot of marriages.
That was my first question. How did this happen that, 30 years you've been teaching together since 1994?
I don't know, because I'm only 35, so I don't know. Anyway, no, you know what happened? And Greg and I tell this story all the time, but we were both in Vegas and we started noticing each other's students. I was doing a lot of directing at that time too, and people would come in audition like, man, who is your voice teacher? You're really getting this. And then, Greg had heard about some of the things I had done too. And we decided to team up, and we realized that everybody improved if they had both ends of the spectrum on the technique and then how to express the technique. That's why we do it, right? The technique is there for a big reason. So, and it's just something we've developed through the years. We kind of finish each other's thoughts.
Which is not saying much. There's not a lot of thought, but
we take what we can, right? Yeah, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. We always love working with each other. We've done it a long time, and just like all of you are developing your techniques over those years, we've developed different ways, different approaches, and we're always analyzing on how to make it better. What can we do to change it or make it a little bit more interesting or more effective? So anyway, looking forward to it. I took over the conversation, Greg. Now maybe you
have nothing to add.
Well, we're gonna celebrate this I want to make November is a month of this celebration of this 30 anniversary of your teaching together. And I have some ideas, and we are preparing really weird stuff. But I'm sure everybody's going to enjoy it. So we'll see. It's going to be in November, but we're going on tours, so we will have few cities and few countries in this year, and we're planning to do more on 2025. And we're going to UK, London, Italy, Florence, and Thailand, Bangkok. So it's the beginning of something that we're planning for the next year as well. So if you're interested to bring Greg and Rhonda with their anniversary tour, you can contact us, and we have some dates in 2025, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy that in-person work with Greg and Rhonda in your city, in your country. So what we're going to expect in the next 30 years of your teaching?
Hopefully that, we can still do it,
That we're still alive.
Yeah. You know what? I think the challenge, that we face is the, challenge that everybody here as a teacher and as an artist faces is how do we adapt to the new culture of what's going on with the performing arts?
And the ability to adapt is what we hope we give you as students.
Yeah.
Because, being able to change, Sam talked about this being experiential. You have to experience it to understand it. You have to understand it to teach it. But if COVID taught us nothing else, it was how to be adaptable. And you're right, the industry changes, the styles change, but there are some good old fundamentals that stay the same. You just have to sort of dress them up a little differently sometimes in a culture as they change. But hopefully we have good foundational techniques, and then that allows you as a teacher and an artist to be able to be flexible and adapt to whatever you're given, music or, performance, whatever.
Do you think you changed a lot since 1994 in your teaching?
I think what Rhonda said is actually the most truthful thing is I think we have changed in the sense that as teachers, we've gotten faster and better at doing what we do. But the principles have not changed. I mean, the fact is we're still dealing with humans, and so, the human condition hasn't changed, so I think I think that's the only thing that we can address is the fact that we ourselves have gotten faster.
I think that's true. We always joke about that, but when we go into a workshop, we immediately know who's going to go first, who's going to do what. And then, we always say, we don't have to look for the tool anymore. We just go, here we go. So, and that's what we hope for all of you as teachers too, is that the tools become just second nature, and you see a problem and you know which tool to fix it or to enhance, the singer or whatever. So that's kind of our goal with you, is to teach you how to adapt and use all those tools too.
And create your own tools.
Absolutely. The beauty of what we do, and I think this is important to add, is we are about the individual, guys, and getting to know each of you, getting to work with each of you. We don't have that one big here's the level you're at and check the boxes and move on. We do hope to know each of you individually as artists and as people, and that's the beauty of what we do here too, and teaming up to get to know all of you from all over the world, which is amazing.
Yeah,
regardless of the language.
Exactly.
And talking about teachers and our teacher development program, we already opened the list for 2025. So anyone who is interested in joining our program and study with Greg, Rhonda, and Justin, you can apply now on our website. We're going to present more today Justin, because he studied this year to teach in this program, and next week he starts his trimester on style. So I know Justin for I think for 10 years at least, It's
And
funny.
he's still friends with you? No, I'm kidding.
Well, at least on Facebook. It was interesting because we started to work. I brought an artist from another country to United States, and he was a video YouTuber, a blogger. That was the time when all these YouTubers, they were trying to become singers. So he has zero vocal technique, zero experience, and we needed to record the album. And I just want to show this video because it shows that Justin works on his style. His technique, is still not there, and he is getting what he needs from him. Just take a look on this.
Check it out. Listen. No, I'm holding it way longer. You gotta watch me. Yeah. So you gotta come in. See, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a whole lot of this. This is what it takes, okay?
Justin, hello and welcome to Profty family. Welcome to this meeting, to this event. You need to unmute. Hey.
Hi, everybody. So good to be here.
It is good to have you here. Thank you so much. You work with a lot of celebrity artists in studio and on stage, like Justin Timberlake, Pharrell Williams, Kelly Clarkson, Kelly Rowland, and many, many others. And we are happy to have you here, not just because of those names, but because you're really great style teacher. And Greg and Rhonda, they are willing to have a conversation with you. So I'm gonna leave you guys to watch you talk because this is gonna be really interesting.
just to watch us talk. Justin, it is so funny because you and I know some of the same people, and here we are. We met a little while ago through Sam, but we've known some of the same people, but not actually known each other.
Yeah.
And that seems to be how this industry works. So what I wanted to ask you is, how did you get into it? How did you find yourself in this crazy mess?
It's a wonderful world of crazy chaos. So I'm a fast forward to the stuff that's really important to our connection. The person that really connected me to voice training, period, was my friend and mentor and partner, Rob Stevenson, who we partner a lot with. He is the actual one that does a lot of the vocal training with the stars, and I'll come and help aid him with a lot of the other work. And so we kind of work in tandem on a lot of the, if you know Rob, you know someone that's excitable, very knowledgeable, and somebody that a lot of the singers really, really trust. And so I snuck in as as Robin to his Batman, and we tandem. He started doing with a lot of the artists, and it would be a lot of work for him to do both the singer and the background singer. So he would bring me in and have me do certain assignments, and it started with small things, and then it kind of ballooned. Where it got to a situation where he was like, "You got to start getting ready. You got to start getting ready to train too." And so he sent me to. He took me along with him to work with the background singers for Kelly Clarkson, and Rob was working with Kelly. I was also doing the background arrangements for the background singers. And while we were in Nashville, we met Lisa and her team of trainers in Nashville. Lisa Hubert. I always mess up her last name.
Halpert.
Helper. There you go. And so I took classes with them. I met them there. They were so nice to me. And we met there, and that arrangement and that class that we took allowed me to meet a lot of the people that we're connected with, like my
Yeah.
girl Nara down in Hawaii. Shout out to Nara.
Yeah.
And just the whole class, the class was amazing. I learned so much, and it really set me on a trajectory for teaching. So it closed the circle for me. In music, we all know how small the circle can be.
Absolutely.
And so I feel super blessed to just be a part in someone that people.
Well, we are so thrilled to have you because you're bringing in a skill set that addresses so much across the board that many artists need to, be aware of, but also many teachers. And so, with that in mind, um, you've got your own trimester and you've put together a really great curriculum. I know that Rhonda's seen it, I've seen it, and we just can't wait for you to do your thing. Now, Rhonda, feel free to jump in at any time. But
I just want to add to that just very quickly is he's got this beautiful skill set, but I think the thing that we're enjoying so much is the joy he brings to all of it.
yes,
And that is what we want. The reason we do this is for the joy, heartache, craziness, chaos, all those things too. But I just want to add that I love that about you too. Besides your skills is the joy you bring to this, and we appreciate that.
he's like, yes. But we really are looking forward to it because of everything that you do have to offer. And one of the things we wanted to make sure that everybody basically understood is that because of your choral background, because culturally you're coming from a gospel background, which is choral, you know how to deal with singers in a group setting, but you also know how to deal with singers in a smaller group setting, which would be backup, or even individual. Is there anything that maybe you can, let the teachers here know, or the artists here know about, the slight differences of those kinds of things?
Yeah. I first of all, I so appreciate the opportunity to step in to this section and working on style, and I so enjoy it. And you're right, Rhonda. Like it's fun. It is so fun to partner with the singers and even the teachers, and to getting them to get the best out of their students and everything. So I really really have a lot of fun seeing people maximize. So it's fun. So when you guys when we talked and decided to do this and the gospel being a focus, it was so natural for me.
Hmm.
I grew up in church. I've been singing in church since I was 5. Me and my brothers, we had a gospel group that we sang since I was a kid. And so I've always been singing in church. I've always been around it. But this specific assignment caused me to have to look at it and really do my research to make sure that I gave the proper perspective for a lot of us doing the music. And that was an even crazier journey. I cannot wait to take you guys on. It is fascinating. Gospel music is such a large well of information, a large well of sounds, of creativity. It to me, it is in itself a song. Like it continues to sing. It's a continual organism that's continuing to grow and expand, and it's fascinating to just kind of go on this journey. I think it's pivotal because a lot of people from the outside looking in will say gospel music is a genre, or they'll put it into certain movements, vocal movements, and certain positions, or maybe it's a growl. I want the growl like this, but they'll point to one thing that they want, and then and a lot of times when you do that, you can miss on so much of the process, and it doesn't just become you. And so I think I feel super privileged to be able to introduce the strand of gospel music being pushed into your personal like DNA, into your musical DNA, and so they can become a lot more of a part of you. Again, the well is deep, so there's so much information, so much musicality that can be shared. So I'm looking forward to kind of sharing it. It's
And I
a lot of fun.
And I think what's really important, Justin, is the fact that you are basically bringing in the idea that it's not just a musical style, it's also a culture. It's a cultural aspect. And it is something that, to best understand what you're talking about, it takes a little while because it is culture.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's nothing to really be like afraid of per se, like in taking in the different cultures. It's more of it. Sometimes it's just about being aware of them, so that you can kind of guide people through them. But it's totally a culture thing, and you know, uh, coming from the gospel field, it's just it's generations of melodies, it's generations of struggle, it's generations of heartfelt passion, it's generations of oppression, it's generations of a lot of things. And so
Yep.
to go along that journey and to see why it connected so well, why the formula works. Oh, it is again. I haven't stopped talking about it. I have a twin brother. We've been talking about it all the time. I have a couple artists that I'm talking to them all about it all the time, because it's just so worth it to stay connected to and understand why I keep doing this. Why do I keep doing this? Why am I gravitating towards this? And then to know that you have generations of information that lets you know that that is right. You just kind of ignore it and push it out the window. Like, yeah, I don't know why. I just keep coming back to that moment. It's because you have principles, you have melodies that are tried and true through generations of. So it's fascinating. So I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we can't wait either.
Yes, and what you've also done in what you've just said, which was beautiful, is that this is where we marry what we do. Because you're talking about style, you're talking about culture, you're talking about feeling and expression and how we express it. And then do we have the ability to do all those things that it demands or that calls on us to sing? Well, do we have the technique to pull that off? And do we have the physical expression for it? This sort of defines why we do it this way, which is why we put this together, because it is a total of everything that goes into it, and that's the art form.
Yeah.
And
And for all the teachers, and the artists that are here, we are presenting it as 3 trimesters of, very specific domains that we work at. But that doesn't mean we don't have crossover. There's going to be things that we can't even say how we're going to cross over.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to chime in and say. And we've talked, and we know that we're going to be tripping over each other all the time, Ms. Rhonda, and it's going to be such a
I love it.
cool dance to kind of give stuff back and forth, and there's going to be a lot of that, and that's great because honestly, with it being it is so married, it's so together, it's us, it's the threefold chord, not easily broken. It's definitely a fun dance, and the respect that I have for you guys and the respect that you guys have given me and allowed me, it's going to be so interesting to see how much we can grow from. The gospel field, a lot of people are looking for a certain tenacity, or they'll always go to, especially in our where most people want to be pop singers or R&B singers and want to develop into those type of singers, or they want to pull something from it. It's going to be multifaceted. You're going to need a little technique. You're going to need a little bit of the performance piece, and you're going to need to know where it comes from. And then you will be able to control and style yourself. And so, holistically, knowing it from the ground level is going to be pivotal to be able to go back to that well and pull more information and more creativity from that specific place.
Yeah.
And that well, what we're all talking about right now, it enhances any genre. I work a lot with classical singers, and that freedom that they can experience with that kind of technique and that exposure to the style, it opens up Turandot. It opens up a performer that can express more viscerally rather than this sort of dogmatic technique hitting them in the head. And then, I hate watching a singer that just, I see their technique. So this liberates them no matter what style they're doing.
You're messing with me. You're already in my session already. I love it. I
But
love
that's the
it.
tripping. We want the tripping over. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. This class in particular, and putting gospel into the mix of it, you have to enjoy those freedoms. You have to understand the mentality of why there is so much freedom. And again, like, it's nothing to be afraid of if you don't feel like you're not comfortable with that. But again, you want to be able to aid that. You want to be able to aid that culture at some point. I'm sure you're going to want it. Even from a creative aspect, going to want to pull from that. And so it's so worth it at every level. The hard part for me is it's such a deep well, and I so enjoy the deepest parts of the well that it can feel like it's overwhelming to some, but it does not have to be at all. This is something that you can either pick pieces from, or you can take truckfuls of and dump it in. So whether you take a small thing or two, or you feel like I need to entrench myself into this environment, I think this class accomplished all of them at the same time.
Yeah, and I think what you've just hit on, and those of you that are teachers, all of you that are teachers, it's what we do. We have to put things in buckets sometimes, right? To understand them. But then we also have to make sure that the fabric shows up very quickly. Because it's both. You have to understand the principles and concepts, but then you have to get it into that fabric. And that's something that's always tricky as a teacher. It's so much easier if we could go, here, buy your tips and tricks, steps 1 through 50, and now you're a voice teacher. Oh my God. No, we're constantly in this, tennis match. We're throwing the ball back and forth. That's fun of it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's tricky, and it can feel overwhelming if you're not willing to move with that freedom. And so I lead worship every Sunday at church, and so I was telling one of my singers at church on Sunday, I live in freedom. I can't help it. I have more problems being structured than I have being free, because I just love being open to movement, being open to the freedom of melody, words, change. Change is like my happy place, because it's just such the culture where it's like, now structure, you sure you want structure? And I'm rethinking and I'm thinking, I'm in my own head. And so again, it's an interesting balance to learn the greatness of both approaches and all of them, and then to be someone that can function at a high level. It's a lot. It can be very freeing to be able to do both.
Well, we can't wait to start this trimester, and I see that Joseph can wait as well here in the chat. He says, guys, I think the takeover from this conversation is that Justin has a twin brother who's going to replace him in some sessions. So
that comes in handy.
Unless you have done church music and gospel music, from the very core of it is very different. And so like you have to know that I have to be completely open as much as I can handle with this, because it's just a lot. It's a lot to if you want to appreciate the most from it. So just come ready. It's going to be fun.
thank you. Thank you for this conversation. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Greg. And we can't wait to start Style Trimester next week. We can't wait to welcome new teachers in our program for 2025. You can apply now on our website. We can't wait to go on to the 30th anniversary tour of Greg and Rhonda, London, Florence, Bangkok. We're coming. And of course, come to Barcelona to immerse yourself into beautiful culture and teaching experience and study experience with Greg in Summix Barcelona. Thank you everyone for participating in this event. Thank you for all of your messages, and much love to everyone. We'll see you. Bye-bye.